Well, welcome to Pinky's Travel Adventures, episode 44 from Ubirr Rock.
Oh, it's just
There's something moving over there, she says.
Wow. Come on, hurry up, there's a croc out. Look. Just over there.
Having a good suntan.
Yeah, just there.
So where are we? At Cahill's Crossing. And we're here very early before high tide, hopefully to watch the water flow over the crossing and the crocs go mad with the fish. That's the thing. Unfortunately, the official viewing area is closed.
I could have fallen over and broken dead. Couldn't care. Where's your wife? Lagging behind. Is that all of them? Yeah.
East Alligator River. There's a car coming across. What? Want to get the guy going through the water? This is downstream, Cahill's Crossing. We're standing on the crossing and turn around and we go upstream.
There's a tulip line.
Kidding me.
Yeah, you can, look.
Oh well, there goes the Serenity. Your tour boat's coming.
No.
I reckon it's a different one. It looks like it's going backwards.
The crowd's starting to gather on the crossing and the tide's coming in slowly.
Crocodile.
Got the tour
they've just spotted
boats.
the crocodile.
Tour boats come in to have a look at the croc.
That's fairly flowing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you go, I'll try and go over.
There's a bit of a current in there now.
Why don't you go down and get closer?
See the current
Yeah,
is taking the crocs. Well, here we are at Ubirr Rock. Well, not the rock, we're at the car park, and we're going to walk around here and Oh, wait a minute. Around there to get to the lookout. Okay.
What it is?
Nope.
Red ochre on the
See,
rock.
they're beautiful rocks, aren't they?
Yeah, there's some more around
That
here.
one on the way in had a big square in the middle.
Yes. Cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Look at the actual...
The shelter. Wow, look at all this work.
This is absolutely beautiful.
And they might have been far more after a year, but it didn't last for the sandstone.
Bottom layer, top layer.
Any discussion about
You know what?
And this is the whole art gallery, basically.
When Aboriginal children are told about the Namakanji sisters, they learn about saltwater crocodiles and their dangers. The sisters used to play games near the mouth of the East Alligator River when they could hide from each other by changing into crocodiles. They travelled to a freshwater spring near Point Farewell, where they changed their bodies into saltwater crocodiles. The palms which grew around the spring grew from the teeth.
Just incredible rock formations.
Oh, that's what I said. How old do you think these rocks
And this is,
are?
I mean, they would have stayed under here in the heat of the day.
Oh, this
of
is
the beautiful
beautiful
breeze.
here. Yeah.
Look at the view out through there. So that's what plane comes from. That's all right. And the lark here with the chisel.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh man.
That spot.
To keep
See what's going on.
So would have camped under
They're
here.
cool.
water rush coming in.
That's art on top of art on top of art on top of art.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Out over the plain.
Have you got your straps?
Yep. Bit windy up here. Looking out over the valley.
It's just amazing.
In Kakadu. Bit of a climb, but
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
lots of big steps for little legs.
Sometimes I need a bit of a help up.
Yeah, it's pretty windy, but absolutely awesome view. Yeah, 360, isn't it?
It's just amazing.
360 view.
Turn around and have a look out there. Just amazing. Keep your horizon straight. Yeah, stay there, stay there, stay there.
You've got to keep the horizon straight.
This is the Ubirr road heading back to Ubirr. Awesome rock formations on the left hand side. Look at this rock.
Look at that one sitting on the ledge up there, just balancing.
Just sitting there.
What are we doing today?
What are we doing?
We are going on a boat cruise up the river.
Oh, you mean we're not having to walk up rocks or anything?
No, that's tomorrow's job. Well, we're going on the
Yellow waters, is
Yellow Waters cruise to see some more crocodiles.
it? Yeah, as if we haven't seen enough
No,
crocodiles.
So, yeah, should be interesting.
We hope.
We hope.
It's possible, I suppose.
I suppose. I don't know, but why else would it?
So these are the Yellow Waters cruise boats, and we'll be getting on one of them, we hope. Probably a big one. And there's Yellow Waters. Don't know why they call it Yellow Waters. We'll find out probably. This is the end of the walkway, which ends in some marshy ground with lots of bird life. Ducks and geese, I think they are. Black and white things over there, sticking their heads under the water.
By the looks of it, it's pretty much straight in front of the boat. He's going to end up on the right hand side to start off with. If he cooperates, we might even get him up on the left side. Feel free to stand up and move around the boat, just don't push each other in. We do have a pretty full boat today. So yeah, just be kind of careful of others around you. Yeah, feel free to move. This here is a pretty decent sized croc. Saltwater crocodile, they're the largest and the most aggressive of the crocodile species. It's about 27 other types. You can get up to about 7 meters and weigh very close to a ton. Just by looking at the crocs out here, it's really hard to tell their age. The size of them doesn't mean too much when it comes to age, apart from how much they've been eating. So if a croc's in an area with a lot of food and he's a good hunter, he's naturally going to grow way quicker than a croc out in open water. Keep an eye out for more crocs, both in the water and up on those dried banks. Crocs are pretty lazy. If they can get up on a bank and relax, they will. A little bit windy today, so it'll be interesting to see what the crocs are up to, their size when they're in the water compared to when they're on a bank. Yeah, they're ducks out there. So, oh, jabiru there as well. Everything's going on here. Overwhelming. So yeah, there's 2 species of brown duck in front of us. You've got the wandering whistling duck with black legs and the plumed whistling duck with orange legs. So you got 2 different species. Yeah, black-necked stork. We call it jabiru, but we are supposed to call it the black-necked stork. You are right. So this is Australia's only stork again, similar height to the brolga, about 1.30 m, wingspan over 2 meters, so another really good one to see in flight. We've been on this tour for what, 10 minutes, so we've already seen three of the most impressive birds in Australia: brolga, jabiru and white-bellied sea eagle. That's pretty cool. Good spotting. Black and white duck at about 8:30, 9 o'clock is a Rajah shell duck. So we call them the $1,000 duck. They became a threatened species up here a couple years ago, so we had to put a fine on hunting them. $500 per duck that you kill, but even if you only kill one duck, you get a $1,000 fine. They mate for life, so if one dies, the other's going to starve itself to death. So 2 dry seasons ago, they only saw 4 of these ducks for like the whole 6 months. I now see probably 10 to 20 per tour that I do. Do 4 or 5 tours a day, so numbers are really increasing. Really good to see them. I've only just recently learnt is those shell ducks will actually swap, like kind of adopt out babies and take in. There's that croc on the right side now, nice and close.
Oh, ducks.
You will notice this croc here is quite dark in colour, kind of a bit black or even grey. You will spot some crocs that are light green or tan colour. So usually the lighter a croc is, it means he's been spending time in salt water. The salt water actually bleaches their skin in the same way it bleaches our. There's about 3 meters up off the water on a branch. So usually where there's one sea eagle, there's another one not too far away. These guys mate for life. The larger of the 2 is going to be the female. Male's slightly smaller, not very noticeable. What a cool bird. Still flying on the right. I love the way they soar. They remind me of like the manta ray of the sky, with their wingtips slightly curved up. You know when you come here, something's going to be going on. So I think it might be a bit windy for the birds to be hunting. There's still a couple of them out there.
Yeah, big one here.
It's huge, isn't he?
So all those white birds with the long skinny neck are the egret. We already saw some of them sitting on the back of the horse.
Where's the third one?
You've got a royal spoonbill.
In the water.
In the water, moving.
Also down that creek there, just sitting on the little bank.
Right there. See?
So white bird, big black
See the
spoonbill.
head? See the head just there?
I'll give you a quick description
what's
of
another
what's
one
going
here?
on in front of us.
There's another one.
So why there's so many crocs here and quite a few birds. So this floodplain obviously would have gone underwater in the wet season. It's now slowly draining out. Another croc there on the right, you can just see its head. So this little creek is what it's draining from. So everything that's been living out there needs to come back down this creek. So lots of small fish. That's what the birds are here for.
That one there, also the head.
Yeah.
Here at the mouth of the creek, you've got bigger fish that are eating those little birds, and that's why the crocs are here. Grabbing the fish like that. Yeah, this guy's moving in on the right. So sometimes we do get crocs fighting in this area, just over food really. That big croc on the bank has been picking on all these other smaller crocs. He doesn't want anyone else in here. So that croc on the bank's probably just over 3 meters, I reckon. His end of his tail's curved around, so it can be a little bit hard to tell. Pretty good spot for it, isn't it? Her front left leg, so I'll probably get pushed by the wind, so I won't be able to stay in here for very long. But if any of you guys up the front want to tell me if you cannot see that front leg, let me know. So if it is the croc I'm thinking of, her leg was bitten off by another male croc a couple of years ago. So she came over a bit too close to him when he was eating, and he just grabbed her leg and death rolled it off. So these guys aren't very gentle with each other. What do you reckon? No front left leg? Nothing? Yeah. So it's crazy to think there's not even really a scar there. These crocs can operate pretty much perfectly fine without some legs. I've seen some crocs with no legs at all. They're just like a big snake, but operates pretty good. Especially in the water, it's okay. Up on the bank, it would probably struggle. In the water, these guys don't use their legs anyway. You'd think animals would die if their legs got ripped off by blood loss, but crocodiles can actually direct blood flow away from certain areas. So when this happens, directing the blood flow away, healing up nice and quick. They even have antibodies in their blood cells, so they don't really struggle with any infection, and healing time is shortened. That's cool, we can get nice and close to this one. You can see how the grass is like moving. Loving it. So when crocs make nests, depending on the temperature of the nest, depends on what gender of babies are going to hatch out. So I'm going to get nice and close here. Make sure your arms and everything is inside of the boat. These guys can jump 2/3 of their body length up out of the water. So in other words, into the boat.
Oh.
Look at that tail. Too little shot.
So one's a pretty good looking croc as well. Not really any scars that are noticeable. Sometimes if a croc's a big fighter, it'll be missing some of the scoots on the end of the tail. They're like the leather triangles. I'm even going to take a photo of him.
Has he got his back leg? Is it in the mud?
Yeah, or her.
Oh, okay. That's what you call close. Well,
I mean,
I think it looks very peaceful.
just move your stick for 1 second.
So yeah, getting in the water moving at 28 k's per hour. It's at least 3 times quicker than the fastest human swimmer.
No, you're right.
Thank you. I was getting some good photos. Yeah.
Can you get closer?
Do you want me to just pick it up?
give it a tickle.
Yeah.
You suddenly move, you have to cack yourself, wouldn't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he's moved his leg.
Which leg?
Front one.
Front right,
Yeah, it looks fake.
all remote control. That's his path that he came down.
Tail is so cool.
Native bamboo. I didn't know Australia had native bamboo until I got up here. It's got 3 different native species, all native to the top end. This one here is Arnhem bamboo. Scientists spent years DNA testing this stuff, trying to work out where it had come from. No one really believed that it would be native to Australia. There were no matches found, and there's evidence of it being used to create things like bamboo spears for a really long time. On both sides, the buffalo had eaten every single blade until there was literally none of it left at all. It wasn't even regrowing anymore. There was over 100,000 buffalo in the national park, so they started culling them off to get rid of them. The Christopherson family, which is a local Aboriginal family, decided they'd go out and start rehabilitating this floodplain. Is there anything else going on there? Oh,
that
rainbow
tree?
bee eater here on the left. About 2 metres up. Oh, there he goes.
Right, not left. Oh, oh,
What beautiful colours.
look at that.
It was like
His name in language is Widit Widit, named after the noise he makes.
Rainbow. This brings us to an end of episode 44, part 2 of Kakadu. And we visited Cahill's Crossing, Ubirr Rock, and Yellow Waters Crocodile Cruise. So what do you think?
Oh, all of them, awesome.
Yeah, fantastic. I love seeing the crocs and Cahill's Crossing. Ubirr Rock, that'd be one of the highlights for me. Just the
Out over the plain.
oh, the views.
360 degrees.
Yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the paintings were so, you could get so close to the painting.
Yes.
And there's so many of those.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was outstanding.
In places you wouldn't even think that they'd be able to do it. Get there.
Yeah.
The Yellow River.
Right up my painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yellow River cruise, very,
Oh.
I mean, not cheap, but it was worth going out.
Yeah.
Very good.
Up
So
close
close.
and personal.
So close.
Big ones, 4 metres, 5 metre crocs.
So close. It was actually a little bit scary.
It was scary.
That one croc on that grass.
On the grass mat, you were so close to us. I could have reached out and
I
touched
couldn't really
it.
touch them, yes. Very tempting, but no.
No.
Great.
You could actually see his teeth and everything.
Good lower cost cruise than the 2 hour one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. The sunrise one would be interesting, or the sunset to see the buffalo.
Yeah, you'd see you wouldn't see as many crocodiles.
No, I don't think so, no.
Right, thanks guys.
That was excellent.
So part 3 will be our little trip into Jim Falls.
And that's it for Kakadu then?
That's it for Kakadu.
Kakadu?
Wakadu.
Definitely not Kakadu. Definitely not Kakadon't. You've got to do Kakadu.
You've got to do Kakadu at least.
You've got to do Kakadu.
Yeah.
Bye. So after the cruise on Yellow Water at Cooinda, we've decided to come and have a pizza for lunch, and the boring people have ham and pineapple, and the exciting people have what's this called?
Buffalo.
Meat lovers pizza. So this is the meat lovers, which has buffalo, crocodile and kangaroo.
And that's kangaroo.
No, that's kangaroo, the sausage.
Is the white sausage?
Is crocodile. That's the sausage is kangaroo.